One of the most important parts of sculpting and designing 3D objects is understanding the silhouette. You might have all the muscles sculpted in all the right places, but if it doesn't have the right shapes formed against its negative space, a sculpture won't be as effective. Let's see how to use a flat material to help us with that.
Now let's take a look at this elf head design. It's a simple, stylized model, and it seems pretty good. There's basic anatomy in the right place, but the sculpted forms can distract us from being able to evaluate the outline of the form as well as we could. So let's use the flat color material on this. Let's go into our materials and let's go to flat color. And something else that might distract us is the floor. I'm just going to turn this off. Okay, so now all we can see is the outline of the form. It's also helpful if you use a color that contrasts strongly against the background. So right now we've got a dark gray background and a white color for our model, and that's great. You could conceivably turn this to other colors that are kind of harder to see the model against, so you definitely wouldn't want to do that. White usually works really great against this dark background. Now I can really get a strong sense of the silhouette and make design changes intelligently. So let's see, as we slowly move around here, maybe I decide that this brow is a little bit too strong. So I could get my draw size a little bit bigger here, and I could just try to smooth this out a little bit until it looks good in silhouette. And maybe I want to make another change here. Let me zoom in. Let me get the move brush, BMV, and maybe I'll tweak the shape of this just a little bit. Okay, now let's go back into our material we had on before. Okay, so now you can see a little bit of change, but it looks much better in silhouette, I think, especially for this design anyway. Okay, so that's pretty simple, but I use the flat material all the time for evaluating silhouette, so often that I put a custom button for it in my interface. So let's actually do that right now. Let's go to Preferences, Config, Enable Customize, and we'll just go into Material. And since we've used it once already, it shows up here in this quick selection area. So let's just hold down Control and Alt and click and drag this somewhere into our interface. And then we can go to Preferences, turn off Enable Customize. And if we like where that is, we can just go to Preferences and Store Config. All right, and there it is for easy access. I like to have this available to me all the time because I'm always switching into it so I can evaluate what the silhouette looks like.